Quick little message before we kick off with this video. In the last video I noticed a lot of people were asking where do I get my NAFFCO54 stuff from, and it's as simple as there's only one place you can get it from. It's www.NAFFCO54.com. There's other places making fakes of the brand, which is kind of a bit of a compliment but a little bit annoying as well. But like I say, there's only one place that you can get the proper stuff from, and that's the official website, NAFFCO54.com. Alright, let's get on with the video. In today's episode of Diary of a Car Trader, we buy a Lotus Esprit and an Audi S3. Second gear. Well, I'm currently on the M1 on my way to our shop at Poplar's Garden Centre because Leon's just rang me to say that he's had quite a special car coming. So I'm going to head over there now and obviously get a video on it. Now, you've seen what it is in the thumbnail. It's a Lotus Esprit. Huh? Now, if you're about in the 90s, you'll definitely know what these cars are. They look like they look like a supercar. I don't know if they were quite a supercar, but they're really fat and wide, and they're just a really cool looking car. So it's a car that I've never had, so I'm quite happy that we've finally got one coming. Dodgy driver there. But yeah, let's go check it out, yeah? There it is. Where do I start? I suppose, like, the obvious thing is it's a very different looking car. Now, some people will think that's not very nice, but a lot of people will absolutely love it. Now, if you were around in the 90s, you would have been, more than likely, if you like cars, you probably would have been a fan of these cars. Now, they do a V8 bi-turbo version. They must be absolutely insane, but they are literally double the value of this. So for half the price, this is still not a low end one. They do smaller models than this. You can get one of these. Now, this is a 2.2 4-cylinder turbo engine. I think they're about 260 brake horsepower. I'll talk about this in a sec. That's a bit annoying. Yeah, 260 brake horsepower. Apparently they've got some kind of overboost thing as well that gives them a bit more power. But this car has been fully resprayed recently, so you can see it is absolutely immaculate. It's recently had new tyres as well, though they look a bit rough because it's sat around for a little while. And so it's got loads of nice little touches here and there, you know, just proper old school retro stuff everywhere. Pop-up lamps, nice Lotus badge. Again, look how fresh that badge is. That must be a brand new badge. But yeah, this is what the old school sort of cars were about. They were really boxy looking. The width was always a big thing, like having wide arches, that was always a nice thing. And this car, when it sits in front of you, it's just got so much stance. Let me just show it from the rear. This has got like a quad rear light upgrade as well. Apparently that strip alone, that red strip there, the colour coded strip, that costs you in the region of £1,000 from Lotus. So yeah, they're not a cheap car to have. Look at it from the back, man. It just looks so fat. It's also had a new exhaust from Lotus. What else can I say about it? So from the outside, it is a seriously cool looking car. Yeah, so going back to the interior, you've got this sort of cockpit that you sit in, very much like an old Lamborghini Countach or a Diablo. You sit inside it. You've got this huge centre console here, very similar to the look of a Lambo. Now, annoyingly, I was meant to be taking this car out today, but see my breath, it's cold. But I can't because the door latch is broke. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, but the reason why I can't do a video on it is because the bloody door latch is broke. So this is typical old car stuff. So the door don't stay closed, which means I can't really drive it. But check it out inside. You already know that this car has got a broken door latch, which means broken door latch. You can see it's in a terrible state. Don't quite know what's happened there. It means basically you can't close the door, so that also means that I can't actually take it out for a drive, which is really annoying because this is a car that I've always wanted to get my hands on, and I now actually own one and I can't even bloody drive it. So what I've decided to do instead is close that door. So there you go, say bye to the Lotus. There's the Golf. Loving the Golf. It's over here we've got another car that I've also never driven that I really want to drive, that's really relevant right now, especially since I bought the Golf R. It's an Audi S3, bog standard, not been tuned or nothing. I want to see how an Audi S3 stock car compares to my 600 brake horsepower VW Golf R. Now I don't have two drivers, I've just got me, but I'm going to get out in the driver's seat of this car and I really want to see what it's like. And there is an interesting twist to this. This car has actually got a manual gearbox. You can probably see it just in there, so you can't be, yeah, you can make it out. So I'll grab the key for this. We've also just had this come in as well. Both of these cars will be going up for sale, not the blue one, the red one. I'll put links in the description for them, but right now I'm going to go for a little drive in the Audi S3, alright? Strangely out of breath, filming's hard work, you know. Yeah, let me grab the keys. Audi S3, I'm finally in the driver's seat of an Audi S3. Now, the first thing you notice when you get in this car is like the feel of the interior. It's so much more premium in here compared to the Golf R. Now, I do love the interior of a Golf R, but in here it does just look a little bit sort of higher class, higher quality. Is that even right? You know, the Golf R is a high quality interior, but I think Audi have kind of, you know, Volkswagen own Audi, and the reason why they bought Audi, or they own Audi as a company, is because they clearly wanted to create a slightly more premium range of cars, and this is the exact same car as a Golf R pretty much, but it is the Audi version. So I suppose it is better, but they are a little bit more money, so it's all price relative, I suppose. But I want to make it clear that this is just a first impressions video. It's going to be very brief. I've come over here today to film the Lotus Esprit, but obviously that couldn't happen, so don't know why I'm out of breath today. I'll keep getting out of breath, but I'm going to just slow down a little bit, slow down. So yeah, I just see the S3 there and I thought, you know what, I need to get out in the S3, so let's just go for a little drive and I'll let you know what my first feelings are. But straight away, I do want to make it clear that inside I'm massively impressed with the interior. It is very nice in it. Now I know these seats as well, they are an optional extra because they've got like the quilted leather with the white stitching. I love that, I really like that. They're similar to the ones in the Audi RS6 that I've done a video on about a year ago. But yeah, this is inside, this is a seriously nice car. We're in first gear, let's get the handbrake off, we'll go for a little drive, yeah? So naturally I am going to compare this car to the Golf R, right? Because, you know, I've been driving the Golf R daily the last week or so, and or a couple of weeks even, and this is a directly comparable car in anyone's eyes, now especially my eyes, because it's basically how my car like would have started off in life as a stock car. You know, it started off life with 300 brake horsepower. And so in my head I'm thinking, I'm just immediately thinking, how does this compare to the Golf R? And I've got to say that it don't feel like it's half the power. Like half is a big amount, isn't it? If you think this is 300 and that's 600, it should in theory be double the speed, but this does feel like a bloody quick car. So if I drop it down to second, it's quick, but it does need to be tuned. That is like, I suppose every car is like that. Yeah, you can jump into the driver's seat of any car and be like, yeah, it's nice, but you can find fault with anything. But it is quick, but if I owned it, I would definitely have to tune it. Now, something else I do want to say even, is I thought I'd hate having a manual gearbox, which I'm definitely not a fan of manuals, purely because I don't see I do see the point of them, but they're not, I just don't see why you would opt to using your left leg on a clutch all the time when you can get a DSG version, or in this case an S-tronic. And as far as I know, I'm not certain, but I'm pretty sure that all the late S3s, they actually stopped doing them with manual gearboxes. But I get that there's lots and lots of people out there that would love to have a manual. And but my point was, anyway, going back to where I started, it's not actually that bad at all. It's quite natural, maybe because I'm so used to driving manuals that it doesn't bother me whatsoever. And yeah, I'm quite happy with it. So moving on from that, so I'm loving the interior. I'm loving, I didn't say about the steering wheel as well. Love the steering wheel. I do massively love the steering wheel in the Golf R, but this one again, Audi, it's got a bit more of a premium feel. Like, I don't know, I just really like the steering wheel in this car. It's a lot more chunkier than the steering wheel in the Golf R, but again, by me saying this, I'm not putting the Golf R down at all. Every time I drive that Golf R, one of the things that really wins me over is the steering wheel in the car. I love the steering wheel in the Golf R, so very comparable, I would say. I suppose the big question is, would I rather have an S3 running 600 brake or a Golf R running at 600 brake? Like, if I could swap my car for this car, if I could drag the turbo and everything off that car and put it on this, would I? And honestly, I wouldn't. And I think the reason for that, there's two reasons. One, I feel a little bit cramped up in here, and it's always put me off driving them. My missus had an Audi A3 a few years ago of this era, and it's a lovely car, I've really liked it. But I just feel like they're a bit small inside. They just feel like I'm quite a big guy. I'm sort of 6'2", maybe a little bit more than that. So I suppose based on that, I'm quite used to feeling cramped in the car. But Golfs generally do feel a lot more spacious. That's one reason why I wouldn't like this car to be 600 brake. Secondly, let me just turn around. Can I do it in one? Do not want to curve these wheels, they are perfect. Secondly, let's give it some power. It's a fast car, it's definitely a quick car, there's no doubt about that at all. But yeah, secondly, I just feel like Golf Rs have got a love. Like, not to say that people don't love S3s, you know, the S3s are an icon of a car, but the Golf R, they've kind of stepped into a place in society where they're kind of, how can I explain it? They've got such a big following. People just love them. And that's funny, I just flashed a G-Wagon there thinking it was Leon, but it wasn't even Leon, there's another G-Wagon about. But yeah, Golf R's got this huge love, this huge demand, this huge following. They're a bit more underground, and I don't even know what word to use. They've just got this thing about them, whereas an S3, you know, you could be a guy, an older guy in a suit and drive one of these to work and daily drive it, and you just be seen as a guy with a nice car. Whereas a Golf R's got an element of sort of ASBO, chav, if you like. You can call it a chav car. Maybe an S3 is a bit of a chav car, but I think they fall in slightly different categories, and I think I like that about the Golf R. Does that even make sense? But not to say that I don't like the S3, because they're a seriously good car. The funny thing is, like, when I do videos, I get the feeling that everyone wants me to just cane the arse out of a car, because like, I watch Ricky's videos all the time, and that's generally what he does. Now, I think what I'm going to do is, what you really want to see is how quick this car is. Now, I can't actually show you how quick it is. There's no way I can make the point of how quick it is. But I'm gonna have some fun in it. That was a horrible pothole. Right, we're currently behind a guy on a bike, so I can't actually do much because, oh, there we go, here we go. I'm not one of these people, by the way, that hates people that ride bikes. You know, people got this massive anger towards people, towards cyclists. I'm not a cyclist. I don't have anger towards cyclists, but I suppose when they hold you up, it's a little bit annoying, isn't it? But anyway, S3. Something else I love about this car, and I love it about any sort of stock. Oh, that AMG was lovely. C63 AMG convertible. I don't know if I'd go for a convertible personally, but they are so fat to look at. The rear arches on them, why did they not do saloons with rear arches like wide like that? Why are the saloons got like diesel arches? So annoying. But anyway, yeah, that car looked amazing. But if I turn left down here, it's phenomenal, really. As a stock car, Golf Rs and S3s, they do feel like they've got plenty of power, and I fully get that people getting, is that an M4? I'm just seeing so many nice cars today. I want an M4. It's like I'm seeing all the cars that I want. Yeah, it's just, I can see why so many people buy these cars as a stock car and say, yeah, my S3 is amazing, it's so fast, and my Golf R, like, I've not had nothing done to it, it's so quick. And I get it, you know, they're a fast car. If you drive any car with 300 brake horsepower, it's going to be quick. And the way that these cars are so refined and so perfect, they're so easy to drive, and they do deliver the power so bloody well. And like I said earlier, the manual thing is actually so enjoyable. You just feel like you want to flick it through the gears and have some fun with the gearbox. It's just so good, and it's a really nice gearbox. It's not clunky or notchy like some other gearboxes. It's just really smooth and very Audi-like. That's fair to say that, isn't it? Audi-like. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn left here. I'm gonna go over this railway bridge, and I'm gonna begin to end the video. Very unplanned, very random. I had no intentions of driving an S3 today, and I'm very happy to say that I have finally driven an Audi S3. I have had the earlier ones before. I say it about a lot of cars, but genuinely, I'm a big fan of Audi S3s. I always have been. I had a Nogaro Blue one years ago. That was like a 1998. That sort of era. I then bought a, I've had a few of the later ones, but I bought a 59 plate 5-door, I think it's called like the Sportback or something like that, whatever it was called, from Quattro Coachworks. Ish got that running at about 350 brake from memory, maybe a bit more, 380. That was a bloody brilliant car. It was seriously good fun, and now I'm finally in the driver's seat of one of these. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I would like to drive one tuned, and no doubt I'll get my hands on one of them one day, but for now I feel like I've ticked another car off my list. So there you go, that's it. I'm done. It is getting dark now, so again, I'm fighting against darkness. It's so annoying, but yeah, this car will now go up for sale. It doesn't actually need anything to advertise. It's got new tyres on it. The wheels have been recently refurbed. It's absolutely mint. Service history is good. It's done 63,000 miles, so all round it's yeah, it's a really sellable car. And demand, because they've stopped doing manuals in the later S3s, the demand for manuals in the earlier ones is massive at the minute. So this will sell pretty quick, I assume. Anyway, it's a bit of a funny time of year, but this is a massively demanded car at the minute. Thank you very much for watching. To summarise, I think the key is, it's like, to me, the things that stood out the most are the way it looks. I love the way it looks. Love the steering wheel, really nice chunky steering wheel, and it's just got a bit more of a premium feel all in all than the Golf R. That's it. So I'm now back at our shop at Poplar's Garden Centre. I'm going to end the video there, but thank you very much for watching. Hope you liked the video. Obviously, as ever, if you did like it, hit like. If you're new, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode of Diary of a Car Trader. Alright, see ya. In the next episode of Diary of a Car Trader, Leon picks me up. Leon?
Ready to go and pick this car up now?
You ready, yeah? And I finally get my hands on a VW Amarok.